NERDSoul.
The episode ban was just ridiculous because that's where we have the commercials. The commercials that turn into something like terrible. All of them turn terrible at the end.
Yes.
Like the animated one, like shout out to Cree Summer for voicing the little girl.
Yeah.
We see you, we recognize you in there. Like
Big shout.
Donna was pulling some strings. He got some cool people. He got B.A.N star. I believe his name
Rest in peace, B.A.N.
Rest in peace, B.A.N. We definitely got to shout out B.A.N. Rest in peace. Empower, because you helped a lot of us put on. But I believe his name is Niles. Is the B.A.N star?
I don't know.
I
never watched B.A.N.
I was just reading about this dude. Yeah, his name is Niles. I can't remember his last. Niles Stewart. Ha! Came back to me. You didn't know I knew, but I did. I didn't know I knew, but I did.
So
he's a B.A.N star. He specializes in disappearing in his B.A.N videos. It's that dude. He always goes on the post and he fades away, and I was like, he does a very good job at it.
Which later on we gotta talk about that B.A.N character because that's my favorite character all season.
Yeah,
and so we get into B.A.N, which is I throwing mean BET shade, like the shade in tea,
deserved, shade.
But it's serving popping high tea with like shade crumpets.
Oh man,
not the crumpets.
Yo, the B.A.N episode. The dope thing is that once you get past them dissing BET,
right?
You
I just had to put that out there.
You have three main social issues that we deal with. One, we have the issue of black identity with the young kid that's like, well, I feel like I'm a 36-year-old white man from like Colorado or something.
Name Harrison.
And like, dude is just like, you cannot tell him that he's not a white guy. So not only is he dealing with black identity, but you also have an issue where we have in society, to a certain degree, I'm about to get in trouble for this, but I'm not playing in the comments, you will get deleted. But we have gotten to a place in society where people feel that they can be whatever they want. And that's cool. But when your mama says you black, you black.
Or when they were catching homie up in his lies, he's like, I'm a engineer at Coca-Cola.
Man.
And then he's like, and then his mama's like, that fool don't work. And your mama will put you out.
Man.
She will put you out there.
Man.
Like, hey.
The way he was wearing his jeans too. He knew he was from Colorado.
Yeah, he knew.
Yo, shouts to Colorado, but we know how y'all wear y'all jeans, man. I be having nothing joints up to the belly button, bro. But then we have this crazy, semi-crazy situation between Paperboy and a panelist.
Yeah.
Right.
And she's upset with Paperboy because of lyrics as far as misogyny, and also a line that he said about Bruce Jenner, or Bruce Jenner / Kate. You know what I mean? Caitlyn Jenner. So so he said a line. I wouldn't sleep with Caitlyn Jenner or something like that.
And I was like, I don't know about okay, so I'm gonna be controversial. I was like, okay. Why is that?
A lot of things in hip hop are said for hyperbole anyway.
Exactly. But he also said something else, because then he claimed he didn't know who Caitlyn Jenner was.
Right. He's
and then they called him up because they're like, wait a minute, you had this other rap. You laid down some other bars about
You know
her.
who it is.
So you know who it is. Don't play. But I did kind of feel him, like, if that was his only thing of like not wanting to be attracted, I was like, unless I couldn't get anything more out of like what they were suggesting he was saying, because maybe that was the thing. It was like you not being able to have opinion of like saying, well, I'm not attracted to someone, and I was like, and people like now you're getting into like what preference is and what prejudice is. And when's there a difference?
That's the great thing about this episode.
Yeah, exactly. So with this whole show, he often will not tell you how to feel. He will give you a situation. This
show is to stir things up. Yeah, that's all he's
like,
starting.
And laugh at you.
You will have to figure it out for yourself.
But
True.
the issue of trans comes up in other episodes
Right.
too, which we'll get into
Yeah.
later. It is a big issue for the black community.
Exactly. It's very well rounded because it presents you like a lot of issues. Like, do you necessarily have to be attracted to them? I don't know if they have to. I think that should be them freedom, and you should be interested in someone who's interested in you.
Well, I think what he was touching on is when Caitlyn Jenner, or when Bruce Jenner turned trans to Caitlyn Jenner. I don't know. Look, transition.
Just get on board.
When he made the change. Well, I mean, I feel like Paperboy. Like, yo, dude,
You
I don't know.
And that's
don't
true.
get mad because I
And
don't
that's
know.
true.
You don't know.
And what I think what it's touching on is when Caitlyn Jenner did what she did, or whatever you want to call it, like, society or the media made it seem as if you don't like it, something's wrong with you. Instead of being
what do you mean by don't like?
Yeah.
Be clear about what you don't. What you don't like.
Like if you say, like, I think Paperboy was like, yo, it's weird, and the lady was mad at him, and it's like, well, they tried to push it like if it's something that you don't like or you don't support, then there's something wrong with you, and it's like, I'm weird on that line, because as long as you're not trying to, like, you know, discriminate or beat them down, or like,
but that's what they're saying.
If you're just like, yo, that's not me.
If that's what they're saying, it's like there's a difference between acceptance and tolerance. Some people get upset that you aren't accepting of them. I would argue sometimes for acceptance, but I personally would settle for tolerance, because I'm not free of prejudice, and I said at the end of the day we need to let people live and let live, and like tolerance kind of lets us do that. So my thing is, if you speak out against it and you go, well, that's weird, I guess that could be your personal opinion, but then at the same time, as somebody who's a celebrity, if you go, that's weird, you get bandwagon type people. So there's like, as being somebody who's a rising cultural figure, it's kind of like with great responsibility comes, great power comes
It's a
great
good lesson for
responsibility.
Paperboy to learn as
exactly.
he becomes more
like, your
noticeable.
words hold more weight.
Right.
And
but he's learning, like, the whole trans issue
Yeah.
is new for all of us, especially in the black community. We don't have these conversations.
We don't
like
have
we
the
do.
conversations, but transgendered individuals are not new to our
No, not
community.
not saying that.
Yeah.
But the I guess like
discussion
has been so
hidden
the
for
more,
so long.
yeah,
most definitely.
the
Yeah.
discussion,
We're still
the
working
broad
on
discussion
that.
has been
discussed.
pushed
But
a lot,
part
pushed
of
forward
our
a
community,
lot
like,
faster.
And you see,
I guess.
and it's
We are
back to black
ignoring
identity.
a part of
yeah.
our community. That
Yes,
is
we
an
are,
issue.
because black trans women especially die at a higher number rate than any trans community. And it goes back to black male identity, you have to be strong and man. They don't
And
really
somehow,
understand
like,
that.
also, frail masculinity. That whole
Right.
idea, like, it's very frail and fleeting, and a man choosing or desiring to be a woman is like somehow harming me and my manhood. I was like, that whole frail business is out of control for all too many. I wouldn't, definitely not all, but all.
And there's
too many
always
black
intent.
men.
Like, Paperboy does not intend to be malicious. He's
just like, yo, it's not. I don't get down like that.
He's not. It's something he's not been introduced to. He probably doesn't know anyone personally that is trans. Maybe he does, and he just doesn't realize the jail episode,
That's
which
true.
we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
So I like
was
how they introduced it
it's
because,
more likely the latter.
It's more
if
like
you don't
in
know.
Atlanta.
Exactly.
But
You
the whole
don't know.
point of it was black community has to come to realize that we have an issue when it comes to gay and trans rights.
Yeah,
and
and
we can't sit
not
here and try to fight
embracing
for
a part
our
of our
own
community,
right, and then
yeah.
there's a separate part of our community that needs our support as well.
Right.
So I like the episode that it brought that up, but I don't think Paperboy is malicious or homophobic or transphobic.
And again, you're not offered any answers. You really what we're diving in, starting to get into our personal things, and things like that. And that's, I think, at the end of the day, that's his point.
The
That's
point,
his
yeah,
point.
to kind of like
really his
make you
point
guys
is
talk
to
about
have
it,
a
because
have this conversation.
yeah,
Have this
to make you,
conversation.
because like, is it how, like, kind of like, where's the line? Where can I be like, yo, I just don't like it? Like, but
in the
does
house
my
with
not
Darius?
liking it, like, or like a situation where does my not liking it hurt you, as long as I don't do anything to, like,
Right, so many people are bad
like, for instance,
at that.
like you guys might have beer or something like that, or wine or something. I don't drink, but as long as I'm not like you're drinking. You know, who cares?
Right, exactly.
Like if I don't, you know, as long as
there's a lot
as long
of
as you're
people,
not beating someone in the head, like you shouldn't do this or something.
Say, well,
you know?
I just don't like or accept something, and then they're out there not realizing
voting against laws,
voting against it,
protesting,
they're actively pushing their prejudice.
Their prejudice exactly
on people. Their prejudice is making them act. And there's a lot of people who say just because they're not doing the slurs and they're not physically.
There's a lot of people that don't like black culture, don't understand black culture.
Because we have that happen just in black in general. Correct. Well, I don't dislike black people, but here I'm going to associate with them. Yeah, I don't associate them. I'm going to hire them. Stuff. I'm not going to hire. I'm going to do all this passive aggressive indirect stuff. And I feel like if you're not hiring people, that's very direct. It's not nothing indirect. But there are people who do that where they just don't deal with black people.
They hide it. They don't want to deal with it, so they ignore it.
But they can tell you, well, I've never said the N word and I've never come at a black person, because they make a point to stay away from them. So are you really not harming that community?
Then that's a good thing about this conversation, because then it becomes in society we're supposed to vote for what we want.
Right.
And we're supposed to have the right to vote for what we want. True. And that's supposed to be the freedom. Right. Now,
that's scary.
Y'all about to get mad.
It's scary.
But
it's scary.
If this person votes for this because that's what they are told, we're all told to do that. Do we vote for what we really want, or do we vote to make people that we don't even know happy?
No,
like, where does that line?
Good of humanity.
Yeah.
I could say
where does that line?
Right.
But where does that line go?
Exactly. Because my thing is,
for the people.
When I look at educational stuff, I do not have children. I don't have children. But I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who have kids.
Right.
And you don't want me to vote down stuff that's going to help your kids just because I don't have kids.
I don't have children, but I want,
my thing is, my fear is of stupid people. So I want to help parents all I can.
Exactly.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you voted down something like a school, say a school something, would that make
raising taxes? There are people who make this argument. This is like real argument that people who don't have kids sometimes are against like taxes that go to education. You know, especially for like school education for like primary, because they don't have kids. Now, the beautiful thing is why we have school K through 12 is because we all put it in a pot through our taxes, and we have it
through our taxes.
Through our taxes.
That's where it goes.
It's socialism, people. You don't want to admit it, but this like education is totally a socialist program. They're like socialist commies. I'm like, do you like sending your kids to public school?
Private schools.
I mean, but so not to get off track, but my point is there has been people who are like, or they don't like the idea of paternity leave and maternity leave, because as people who will not have children or not looking to have children, they'll never get to benefit from that. So they're not so happy about voting for that. I think it's great to have people go and take care of their kids and do that. I vote for that even though I don't have kids. I don't have a spice.
Here comes a tough piece.
Right.
Since we're supposed to vote individually for all, is them not voting for it a bad thing? Or is it just them voting for what they want? Like they want A, G, N, and K, and you want B.
And let's be clear, you're not voting for what you want. Because if 300 million people all voted for what they want, we would never have anything passed.
Well,
for what's good for your community.
Well, but what I'm saying is, like, everybody says, one person, one vote. You hear it. We all hear it all the time. They have the vote time commercials going on. And like,
if you get enough people to believe what you think, because unfortunately it goes even further from what I was saying, where you're going, well, I don't support that, or I don't accept
then don't
that,
vote.
and I don't accept that, so I'm just not going. I'm not doing anything to them, but I just don't appreciate them. And then they do all this indirect stuff. It goes
that hurts the other community.
It hurts the community. It still goes back to that, because if you're just voting for what you want, you could be hurting your neighbor, which eventually will catch up with you.
Well, the plan is
we're all kind of connected.
The plan is, that everybody's supposed to vote, and like say you have 18 no's and 36 yeses.
Yeah.
Well, the 36 yeses are supposed to win. Well, this isn't a true democracy, but
Yeah.
we're way off topic.
Yeah, we're way off
But
topic. Okay,
the 36
okay.
yeses are supposed to win.
Right.
So regardless of whatever they voted on, the greater good has chosen for the yes.
I mean, but look at Brexit, because sometimes
Yeah.
it's
So-
like, no.
so
it's
yeah,
not the
so
greater
then you
good.
have-
And then it passed, and everybody was like, wait,
Yes,
we
and
didn't
everyone was like,
understand.
my bad. That's not what we
they
wanted.
Yeah.
So that's why people should vote if they don't know what they want.
Educate themselves on
Now-
how it's going to
Education is important.
affect
Yes.
them.
So there are situations like non-votes where like in the Oscars they'll be like, I haven't seen this film, so I'm not going to
So I'm not
vote,
gonna vote.
yes or no for this film. I'm just not going
Right.
to vote. So that could be an option as well. But we do get into this weird situation where it's like, should I be? And I mean, I know we're supposed to all vote for this person or that person, but it's like, hey, if I wanted to vote for an independent candidate. A lot of people are saying, well, that's not fair
That's a waste of a
because
vote.
you're wasting a vote.
Yes.
But it's like, well, I was told ever since I was born that I should vote. My vote matters, and my vote is my vote, no matter what I vote.
When it's for the greater good.
But
of the
see,
people.
so then that's not freedom then.
No,
So
it's
then-
freedom, but look.
That's a
here.
weird situation you get into.
If we're gonna be adults, guess what, people? No, it's not always gonna be, oh, I want my way. No, it's not. Sometimes you're left with two options, and you need to make a decision, and it's no third option. And
How well do you know those third parties?
And right. Am I always saying the silent? If you're the
Yeah,
silent
but then
people,
the
you're
question
part
would be,
of
how
the oppressor.
well do we know the two?
Don't.
You
So
know
it-
them well
it-
enough to make a decision by now. You've seen what everyone has to say. You know what. But I would say if you're saying, if you're abstaining or if you're silent, you're part of the problem.
I get
in my opinion.
but this is the point of
Of
And this is the good,
Atlanta.
stuff about Atlanta.
Atlanta,
this
it
is
will
the good
have
stuff
you
that it brings up.
arguing about all kinds of stuff all
And the show,
day.
also, it's not even hard. Like you saw us, like we were
We're
able to talk about
conversation.
it.
We're having
And
conversation.
I don't hate her, and I don't hate her.
I don't know.
Internet,
I
you
kinda
can
don't
do
like-
it. You can talk
I
to
kinda
each other
like them.
and not hate each other.
I don't know if this was a complete sweep. I'm feeling a bit awkward. And
Conversations.
I'm a little in my feelings right now. I don't know. I
But
don't
see,
know.
but see, internet, what you can do is you can talk about something and not hate each
Or
other.
you can see something not like it
at
and
the end of
walk
the day, we
away.
didn't even
Yeah.
agree. We totally didn't agree. So to keep going on like B.A.N, we get to the point where
Fans agree.
I love this point because this is going to wrap in well into like how like you being one thing doesn't dissolve you of prejudices. And so how this show ends is they find out that this transracial individual is actually homophobic and transphobic. And Paperboy has the biggest laugh ever at this panel.
Because it's hilarious.
Because he's like, see?
Yeah,
See?
like, yeah. He's like, I told you,
And
man.
she's like,
I told you.
And she's like, wait, but facing all the discrimination, and that's often how we get upset about like say our community, because we'll be like, all the discrimination we go through, and
you're gonna hate on someone
you're gonna
else.
hate on somebody. I felt like there was so much layers to that, because you do have people from marginalized groups,
Correct,
that are all too happy to shit on another marginalized group
Every day.
every day.
Every day.
You
Whether that be
being-
women, gay,
Exactly.
black,
You being
Latinos.
marginalized, you being oppressed, never dissolves you of it. You always got prejudice, you always got bias, and some people act on them, even when they know better. Even when they felt that burn, they still act
And they
on
still
it.
do it. And
Yeah.
why?
So
And
I was like,
before y'all think y'all saved from the fire, and y'all know what group y'all are because of this episode. Oh, y'all got y'all prejudices too, and y'all got y'all bias too. So
Yeah.
so you too.
Like everybody does. Everybody does.
But that was hilarious.
Yeah,
That was
hilarious.
because Paperboy was just laughing. Oh man, and I was laughing with Paperboy. I was like,
And there
Like,
it
see,
is.
there it